From Chicago streets to the courts beat, South Scott Dan on the podcast seat. Bulls breaking news, talking stats and views. Every player, every play, we never lose. Horns over hoops, we're the Bulls troop. From game analysis to fan scoop.
What is good, Bulls fans and Horniacs, and welcome to the Horns Over Hoops 50th episode spectacular extravaganza. That's right, because of viewers like you, you've successfully helped us in achieving our 50th episode, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be a good time. I'm excited for it. And gentlemen, I'd like to start this episode off with a bang. What are you laughing at?
Sorry, it reminded me of that one time we were at the mall in Gurnee during Christmas, during the holidays a couple of years ago, and that one guy, like doing like the family photos, was yelling at all these families, "It's gonna be a good time. Have fun for the whole family." It's just like, dude, this is not the way to bring in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah. So before I get into the festivities, we'll just call them, me and Dan were at a local mall by us and packed to the brim. And there was a guy who, you know, those like Western photos that you could take, they're in black and white. You can dress like a cowboy and stuff like that. I don't know what I did there, but you could dress like a cowboy and stuff. But
playing the trumpet.
This guy who ran that booth got 6 or 7 inches from this 13-year-old's face and literally screamed, "It's fun for the whole family."
It was intense.
It was. It's one of the memories that sticks out in me and Dan's memories. So, but gentlemen, happy 50th episode. We've made it 50 episodes,
yes, sir.
Which is a milestone. We're halfway to 100, and yeah, I'm excited about this. And last episode, we started it off with a bang in the form of a trivia question. So, seeing as though this is our 50th episode, I challenge you guys to 50 related questions about the Chicago Bulls. And we're going to jump right into it with the first question being, can either of you gentlemen name the last Bulls player to wear number 50? And give you the answers kind of quick. Don't just be let's see here. Michael Jordan wore 45.
I want to say was it Bill Cartwright?
Bill Cartwright was 24.
24.
Was it?
Yeah, one better than Jordan. I should have known.
That shot was said otherwise.
50. I don't know any.
Denzel.
Do not look it up.
I'm not looking.
No, I'm not looking it up.
No.
All right.
What
Was
position?
What position?
Yeah.
Forward center.
Was it Horace Grant?
Was it?
No, he was 54. Good guess though. You'll probably not remember it.
Can you tell us the year?
2006 to 2007.
John Salmons.
15, but good.
Was it Aaron Gray?
Yeah, I was going to say Brad Miller.
I think Aaron Gray was double. Oh, no, he was 34. I think, or 30. He was 30 something.
Brad
Miller was 52.
Damn, we're getting close. All right.
Okay, yeah, all right. I don't know.
If you give up, if everyone at home gives up the answer to the last Chicago Bull.
Watson.
No, he was 32. To wear number 50 was Mike Sweetney. Mike Sweetney wore number 50 in 2006 to 2007. And before him, Greg Anthony wore it in 2002. So there you go. You don't know Mike Sweetney? I think he was part of that. Greg Anthony.
I know who Greg
announcer
is.
Yeah. He was on the Bulls, 2002.
I didn't know he was on the Bulls. That's cool.
Yeah. You're looking it up now?
I'm just looking up Greg Anthony. Yeah.
Checking his sources.
Yeah, and he wore number 50. And yeah, Michael Sweetney, for those of you guys who don't remember Michael Sweetney, I think we acquired him during that Jamal Crawford, Eddie Curry trade to the New York Knicks.
Oh.
We got him, Tim Thomas, and some other garbage for probably one of the best 6 men of all time and my hero, Jamal Crawford. Anyway, gentlemen, the next question will be question number 2, easy one. When, as in what year, was the last time the Chicago Bulls won 50 games?
Probably 2014.
Yeah, 2014. Right on. They actually won exactly 50 games. They won 50-32. I believe was a 2014-2015 season. I believe that was the year that we were ousted by LeBron when Derrick Rose hit that shot over Tristan Thompson. I believe that was the year. I could be mistaken,
right.
but
no, I think you're right.
Yeah. Ousted by LeBron, I was like, every year?
Yeah, yes. Every year since 03.
Yeah.
Now, in hindsight, or on the flip side, when was the last time the Chicago Bulls lost 50 games?
I don't know, last season?
Yeah, I was going to say last season. Maybe this season?
This season? Actually, we're on pace to do it.
Yeah.
But no, before probably this season, the last time the Bulls lost 50 games was in 2018 to 2019 when they lost 60 games. They went 22-16. That was the Sato Zipser. That was a terrible year.
Yeah.
Dog shit.
Terrible year.
I forgot we had Sato.
Yeah, I didn't. I strongly dislike that guy, but that's just me. But anyway, that was our trivia questions about episode 50. Gentlemen, I am still very hyped up about 50. But anyway, we got a great show for you guys tonight. As you could tell by the title that you're reading right now, the focus of this show will be around, did the Chicago Bulls win the Zach LaVine trade? Of course, the answers we're going to give you may surprise you. But let's start this episode like we start the episode like all of them, and that is the Bulls' status of the season so far. Gentlemen, at the time of this recording, we're currently sitting at 29-40 in the standings, which is good enough for now 9th place in the Eastern Conference. We moved up one spot, overtaking the Brooklyn Nets, I believe. And in the last 10 games, we're finally in the winning side at 6-4. A lot better than our 3-7 that we had last episode. Which leads me to ask you, gentlemen, the Bulls have been looking very good lately. And besides being pinned on the new additions, I kind of want to focus on them when we talk about winning the trade. It's really fallen on the shoulders of two Bulls that have stepped up and have just kind of taken this team by storm, and that is Kobe and Josh Giddey. So my question to you guys is, the Bulls look better. Tell me why the impact of Giddey and Kobe have made this team that much better since the trade deadline.
More movement. Less ISO, less making sure Zach gets his touches and, gets his shots up and everything like that. So it's more like free flowing kind of basketball, which I'm a big fan of.
Free flowing.
Yeah, right. Tom Petty and the basketballs. Everyone on our roster right now, well, including the new additions, seem like they're more of a blue collar, hard hat, lunch pail kind of players that go out there and, give it everything they got.
I'm sorry. I was just picturing Kobe White in like a hard hat over the afro with thermos full of soup. Yes. Same with Giddey, like the hair is like poking through. The back. And coincidentally, the two players on this team known mostly for their hair have had the most success. So there you go. Sorry, Taylor Horton Tucker. You're not going to be good because you don't have hair. Scott, everything I asked Dan.
The reason those two are looking better is Kobe's game has completely changed since Zach has left. He is looking for the drive before shooting threes. So it's almost like he talked to Stacey King.
Yeah.
Anytime he hits a ball, he's usually looks like he's going to fake a shot and then immediately drives. Mm-hmm. He is always looking to go to the basket because he knows he's faster and more agile, and his layup package is ridiculous right now. So his game is completely changed. And that's kind of how he was last year. When Zach went out, he started driving a lot more and he was a lot better. And he's still taking, I feel like as he starts scoring more, he gets more confident with his shot too. So his threes are falling. So he's switching it up, and they don't know how to guard him. With Giddey, everybody's moving off the ball now. And I know we don't really want to talk about the new guys, the new additions right now, but Zach Collins and Giddey pick and roll is so much better than Vooch's pick and roll with him.
Yep.
Because Zach Collins actually cuts to the basket. and actually can stop a defender from getting past him. So it's helping the teams get open. Zach Collins is great at setting picks. So it's helping Giddey be able to feed everyone. Part of the other reason we're doing well, Vooch has been out. So people are actually grabbing rebounds instead of tapping it out to wherever.
Yep.
So that's helping Giddey pad his stats, kind of. But we're not giving away free offensive rebounds. And it seems like the team's just playing well together. I know we're losing all these games, but none of these games.
Losses.
Yeah, like the teams we're playing, they should beat us. But one thing I did notice is we're not getting blown out. We're losing by
like 5
less than most
10.
time.
Yeah.
Less than 10.
One thing I did notice is they moved Terry out of the power forward spot and moved him to a small forward spot. And he is playing a lot better. He's cutting more. He's playing way better defense. But I will say this. If Dalen Terry was on any contending team, he would be in the G League.
Absolutely.
He is not an NBA player, but he is an NBA player on the Bulls because we are terrible.
Okay. I like it. I was waiting for some sort of compliment. I was waiting for some sort of Dalen Terry flowers.
He's getting a lot better. He is playing way better.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's still, I would say, no team. If he was a free agent right now, no team would pick him up.
Yeah. 100%.
It's solid. Yeah.
Maybe like the Wizards would, or
actually
like
I take that back. Probably the Mavs because they have like 4 players on the team.
Yeah. By the way, before I give you my answer, did you guys see that thing? I know it's old news by now, but like the Mavs may have to forfeit games because they're over the salary cap and they have so many people injured. They can't call anybody up. All their two-way players have played over 50 or played their 50 games, which as people know, if you play 50 games, you either sign them for the rest of the season or you send them back to the G League. Well, the problem therein lies, we're over the salary cap. We can't pay you. And if we send you to the G League, we're under the players. So they're in a real conundrum down there.
Well, that's why they're making AD play.
Yeah, the silver line. Well, no, I guess they told AD to rest for the rest of the season because the season's a wash. But I guess AD that kind of mentality is not in him, and he's gonna play. Because they made it sound like he wanted to play, not that they're making him play.
Do you think? All right, I'll ask you guys like short answer, and then I'll give you my response to Giddey and Kobe. Do you think that Anthony Davis?
I'm
thinking about the one who used to play for us, and he also did not wear 50, Dan. So he wore 34. Okay. Do you think that Anthony Davis has played his last game as a Dallas Maverick? Do you think he stays?
I thought they re-signed him.
Did they? I don't think so.
Now we gotta look this up.
Well, if they did not re-sign him, then yes or no?
I mean, if they didn't re-sign him, I wouldn't stay there. I mean, I feel like even Clay right now wants out, you know? Like, I feel like Clay's probably, like, looking at this mess of a team and just full of regret.
Yeah.
Oh, Clay wants no part of that.
Yeah. I'm sure he wishes he could go back to Golden State.
He's got a player out. Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter.
Extension.
I don't think.
Okay, so
yeah, he hasn't officially. No, I don't think he resigns with the Mavs.
Yeah, I don't know why you would.
You think he comes to Chicago? He comes.
Maybe,
to Chicago.
But we should.
We shouldn't.
Maybe, but I also do not want to pay him $54 million.
Yeah, it's the thing.
Dude,
I don't want to.
It's the typical Chicago thing. We start making progress. We get rid of the players that are helping us make progress to sign some aging superstar who's now entered his injury-prone and back half of his career just to put fans in seats. I'm calling.
First of all,
you heard it here first.
There's never been a time in Anthony Davis's career where he wasn't injury-prone.
Yeah, I was like, that's his entire career when you said injury-prone.
Well, that's why like the Bulls have been licking their chops. And he's from Chicago.
And he's a hometown kid, yeah.
And he's a hometown.
I mean, I 100% can see the Bulls doing it because it's such a Bulls move, but God, I pray they don't.
Yeah. Anyway, tying it all back after combined ADHD has deviated us from this question. This happens to us a lot, but
yeah.
Why have they looked good? Plain and simple. Players are now falling into their roles a little better. Kobe White has now realized that he does not have to shoot 23 pointers a game to be a great player. He knows that on the drive, like Scott said, he's virtually unstoppable. His English off the glass, his drive to the cup, and his ability to finish are up there amongst with, I would say, tops of the league. And they're quietly being recognized now because Kobe is starting to get more calls as far as fouls than he used to. He used to just go up there, get absolutely obliterated, no call, but he at least gets the 2 points. Now he's at least getting to the free throw line. He is on, at the time of this recording, a 10 game stretch where he scored 20 plus points in the last 10 games, which is absolutely incredible. And essentially like Stacey King and all of us fans have been saying, if you just drive the lane and stop relying on taking threes, you'll get your points and you'll help the team win. You don't always have to be the hero and hit the home run ball. Sometimes if you know you're cold, put the ball on the floor, drive the cup. If you miss, try to get the call. You know what I mean? So he's fallen more into the shooting guard now, shooting a shooter as opposed to, am I a point guard? Am I a shooting guard? Am I this awkward position? I think he was even playing some three there when Zach was still on the team. But now he's pretty much solidified himself as the shooting guard. As far as Giddey's concerned, look, we've been saying it all year. The reason why Giddey's doing so well is this kid is just that gifted. He's 22 years old. He's on a contract year. And like Scott said last episode, he's basically what Ben Simmons should have been coming into the NBA. As we know, yesterday, he grabbed his 2,000th rebound in his early career, and doing that as a guard, absolutely incredible. I think that he's quickly becoming the Chicago Bulls face of the franchise. And that's saying a lot, considering that young man's 22 years old. He just got here. He hasn't even signed the extension yet. And already, at least I'm looking forward to seeing the news that we re-signed Josh Giddey, that is. And yeah, exactly. To the point where I hate to say it, but he's already proven he can stay relatively healthy. I mean, that ankle injury did bother him during the Olympics, and I know he fell awkwardly. I forget which game it was, but he fell awkwardly, twisted. He was out for a couple games, but he stayed relatively healthy throughout the duration of the season. So I wouldn't mind seeing the Bulls pay top dollars, because the one thing that we've been missing for a long time now was a point guard. We had Derrick Rose, injury prone. Sorry. Lonzo Ball, injury prone. Yeah. Experimented with Dan's boy Marquez Teague, terrible player. So I mean, we've struck out.
No. I'm not letting that slide.
All right, little slander on the back half of that. But anyway, we finally found our point guard. I think that we lock him up, keep him here, keep him with Kobe. Maybe slide Matas to the 3. Draft a power forward. Start Zach Collins. We're looking good.
I think we should trade Kobe still.
Really?
One thing,
yeah,
we didn't bring up about Giddey is I actually sent you guys a post about this today.
Oh yeah,
there's 3 players in the NBA that have 400 rebounds and 400 assists this year. Mm-hmm. Josh Giddey is one of them.
Yeah,
LeBron James and Jokic is the other 2. Yeah. That is,
it's elite company,
very elite company.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, we've been saying it all year. That guy, I don't care. I'm gonna get burnt at the stake for saying this one. I was excited when we traded for Josh Giddey. Like I've been saying all year, if it wasn't for us getting rid of Alex Caruso, everyone would have loved this trade. The fact that we got a young player who's 6'8" point guard. When's the last time that we had a point guard that was over 6'5"? A true point guard. Don't. Like, we've always had smaller guards.
How tall is Lonzo?
He is like 6'3", 6'4". He's not that tall. I mean, he's tall, but he's not 6'8". 6'8", you're already diving into like small forward, shooting guard, small forward category, and he's doing that at the point guard. He's solidifying him 6'6". Okay. He's solidifying himself as arguably one of the best rebounders on our team, considering the fact that Vooch doesn't really grab rebounds. He just taps the ball and does that little...
The tap back or whatever, tap
Thank
out
you.
or whatever.
Thank you, tap out.
That drives me crazy.
Geez. What, the clothing brand or the tap out?
Both. Yeah. Plain and simple, both.
Yeah. So, why not? He's at or close to a triple-double on a nightly basis. I mean, have you seen his numbers after the first quarters? After the first quarter, he's always like 7 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. He's always almost there. You know what I mean? So I say he is a huge contributor to the success of this team. And I think if the Bulls were smart, we lock him down, don't let him test free agency, pay him now, and lock him up and make him the face of this franchise. Why is that funny?
I could just see you like with a fucking megaphone in front of the United Center, like, lock him up.
What do we want?
We want
Josh Giddey. When do we want him?
No.
For 4 years at a relatively bargainable rate. So it's going to be like 50 mil anyway. But that was, we talked about the success of this franchise guided by 2 players. But gentlemen, I counted about 3 players that have contributed on the negative side of this franchise. Of course, I'm gonna just call them the 3 Stooges, and that's Vooch, Patrick Williams, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to throw Jalen Smith in this because that man's face should be on the side of milk carton somewhere, because where has that man been? I have not seen Jalen Smith since the emergence of Zach Collins. So can you guys explain any or all of these setbacks to these players and why we haven't seen Jalen Smith?
Well, okay, I'm pretty confident that Vooch is just burnt out on this team, on this season, on this year. I feel like he was probably really upset that he didn't get traded along with Zach. And then Patrick Williams, he's just a bust, straight up.
Yeah.
He does not, like, Scott, you were saying that Dalen Terry doesn't belong he would be in the G League. Pat, you can't even dunk. God. And who was the other one? I forgot. Oh, Sticks?
Yeah, Sticks.
Sorry, I forgot
Where is he
because
been?
I haven't seen him in so long.
I know.
It is a mystery. If anyone has any information on where Sticks is, please contact us. We are worried.
Feel like what was that guy from Unsolved Mysteries is going to come out like with the dramatic music? If you or anyone else knows where Sticks has been hiding, contact us now.
No, but I'm pretty sure I saw him last game. I think I saw him. I don't quite remember. Maybe it was a dream.
Maybe. I haven't seen him in quite some time. Oh, last game, he may have played minimal minutes.
Yeah,
maybe,
he played a little.
A little bit, but not anywhere near. We were looking at him as being the next starting center to replace Vooch, and now we barely see him at all. Scott Berman, can you solve the unsolved mystery that is why these 3 gentlemen are playing as horribly as they're playing?
I don't think Sticks is playing bad. I think he's just missing.
Well, it's just gone.
First, this is a question. This is a yes or no question. I need you guys to answer.
Outstanding.
This is I saw it on the Bulls subreddit. This was a question someone asked.
Okay.
And it goes, is Patrick Williams ass?
Yes.
So yes or no?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
I think
I'd rather have...
That sums it up. Is Patrick Williams ass? He had
I'd
one
rather
dunk
have Dalen
the other
Terry.
day. He had one dunk the other day. That alley-oop. Sticks, the reason we're not seeing him is because he's a center, and we have 2 other centers that are better than him. Nice. That's the reason why we're not seeing him. They're not going to play him at power forward. That's Billy's thing now, is he wants to play people at their true position, so he's not going to play him at power forward, even though we have no power forwards. Well, we have one. We have one power forward. And then
Pat.
No.
Terrible.
That doesn't count.
Matas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I still wish they would play him at his actual small forward position.
Same. They should.
But Vooch, I think Dan's right. I think he's over it. He doesn't want to be on this team anymore. He wanted to get traded. He was fine staying here if Zach was still here. After that, it seemed like, hey, we're giving up, but no one wants you. So he's like, fuck this. Why do I care?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's Vooch's thing. Pat, dog shit player.
Yeah,
Pat has been probably the most consistent player on this team has been Patrick Williams in the form of he's been consistently inconsistent. He's a terrible player.
I feel like I would rather
have. Can we Stephon Marbury him and just pay him $30 million not to just show up?
I'd be okay. I'd be okay with that. I would be fine with that.
My question is, as much as Lonzo has meant to the team, do we really even need him? With part of it is the emergence of Tre Jones kind of takes away from, hey, we need Lonzo. And partly is Lonzo, he hasn't been playing. So it just makes me injury. Yeah, exactly. Lonzo, he's very injury prone. So it's I understand we got a really good deal for him. I think we will be trading him next year.
That's more or less why. You got to think that contract was very front office friendly. I'll just say that. Yeah. Because it took his $20 million purse for 1 year and it basically split it up for 2 years. So now he's really making $10 million a year. That's a little bit more of a tradable contract as opposed to finding a home for a $20 million injury prone player coming off of a catastrophic injury. So very smart move by the Bulls. So I do we need him? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think we need him, but I don't if we trade him, fine, whatever. But if we keep him, I mean, that's cool too. At least that way we still have that one vet to keep all of our young players kind of grounded.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'm also kind of worried what's Io's position now.
Yeah, that's also same.
I don't know. See, that's the thing is, Io is one of those players.
Well, even if you don't
forward, clearly
you don't even have to play
center.
Well, you don't even have to play since Zoe has had his career and he has such a cheap contract. And if we are trying to trade him, then don't even worry about playing him. And if he's just here to be the vet in the locker room, again, you don't even have to play him.
Yeah.
I mean, he collected checks for the last 2 years anyways. Might as well keep that trend going.
Yeah, at this point. I mean, how much money have we already lost? I mean, that's the thing. The sad part is, and you guys will both agree with this, when Lonzo is healthy and on the court, boy, does he make a difference. Boy, do you know that Lonzo is on the court. Not only do you know it, the other team knows when Lonzo's on the court because he's running quicker, faster, and more agile.
There's 5 Lonzos out there when he's...
There's five. The other day, Stacey King said there's 5 balls on the court, and it was pretty cool. You know what I mean? But as far as the other 3, Vooch, I think you guys hit the nail on the head. He's burnt out, man. The guy knows his career is coming pretty close to an end, or he's starting, if not started, the downward spiral of his career. He doesn't want to be wasting his time on a franchise that's on the cusp of a rebuild, especially when the rumors during the season was he was going to be traded to a team who was in contention to win the entire thing. So if you're Vooch, look at it like this. Team's been failing. You finally get a silver lining in the form of we might get rid of you and send you to the Warriors, just both for better for both parties. So you get kind of that, it's finally, I'm going to get off this team and I might win a ring, something I have not done yet. But then what happens after the trade deadline? You're still on the team. So naturally, and not only are you on your team, we traded the team's best player. So now we're going to take even further of a step back, which causes a little burnout. I'm going to throw that out there. I would be equally as disgruntled if I was Nikola Vucevic. I'd be equally as disgruntled because this team has gone absolutely nowhere with him on the team. Not necessarily as a direct correlation between him. It's just coincidental. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I do feel for Vooch, and I'm not gonna sit here and bash Vooch because the man's weathered the storm. He's put up his numbers, and he's up there with records of most of the team. I think he has the second or third at the time of this recording most double-doubles in franchise history. I mean, rebounding. I mean, he's putting the stats up there. He's been, I would say, probably our 3rd best center since Artis Gilmore. Put Artis Gilmore, Joakim Noah, and then right behind Joakim Noah, I'd put Nikola Vucevic.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, the sad part about him, and this is gonna piggyback off of Zach LaVine when we get to him. The unfortunate thing is everyone remembered the Derrick Rose year because it was in the peak of success. Very few people remember the times where we had great players, but they were on just bad teams, and that's Vooch and Zach LaVine. Vooch, phenomenal player. Zach LaVine, phenomenal player. But they'll never truly, quote unquote, go down with some of the greats in the eyes of the fans. And that's because we failed to register many playoff appearances. We've been struggling to just get into the playoffs, and we've just perpetuated mediocrity. So in the eyes of the Chicago fans, you know what I mean?
Well, even their entire career so far has just been, they've been winning players on losing teams.
Exactly.
Like
that's the best way you could have put it.
And Zach with the Wolves at the time.
But now does. Yeah, at that time. Now, as far as Patrick Williams, I mean, we touched on it earlier. I think it's time to cut your losses. At this point, making fun of Patrick Williams or saying that he's terrible, we're beating a dead horse. Yeah. You know why he's out there. The front office and Billy failed to admit that this was a wash. This was a bust. This was a terrible top 5 pick. We fumbled the bag, but we're going to keep squeezing every bit of juice out of this orange, lemon, lime, whatever citrus of your fancy. I'm a grapefruit lover myself. But anyway, not to get off track. We're going to squeeze the life out.
A little too sour.
A little too sour. We're going to squeeze every bit of life out of this fruit that we possibly can. Fruit, you know what I mean? Out of the stone, rather, that we can. You know what I'm saying? But at this point of this recording, again, I'd rather have Dalen Terry than Patrick Williams. Dalen Terry shows hustle. He may not be the most gifted skill-wise, because Patrick Williams, I will say, he does possess all the tools in the toolbox. He just never uses them. Where Dalen Terry, he has flash. He has He has none of the skills, but I mean, he has heart. He has all the heart that Pat doesn't.
Exactly.
Exactly. Here's the thing. Like Scott said, he would not be on an NBA team. But if Patrick Williams and Dalen Terry were both in the free agency pool, and I needed to sign one of those two because 3/4 of my team was injury prone, and the other, were two-way players that I couldn't sign anymore.
So you're the
Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
I'm picking Dalen Terry. I'd rather pick heart, hustle, and muscle over just a bust, I guess. As far as Sticks, this is interesting because Sticks, like I said, he used to be the guy that we wanted to see starting. He was playing so much better than Vooch because not only could he rebound better, but he could shoot the ball better than Vooch. He had a little bit better footwork as far as grabbing rebounds than Vooch. And then now, since the emergence of Zach Collins, the man just disappeared. I don't know what's in store for Jalen Smith. I do kind of hope that the Bulls shut down Vooch for the rest of the year and throw Smith back out there with Collins.
Yeah. I want to see that combo so bad. I want to see the front court duo of Collins and Smith.
As do I.
I think it'd be
As do I. I think so too, but who knows? But we mentioned it before, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the hot topic, the main event, the reason why everyone's here, and that is to answer your question: did the Chicago Bulls win the Zach LaVine trade? Everybody knows what the trade was. We don't need to, we'll revisit it. We acquired Zach Collins, Tre Jones, Kevin Huerter, and our own pick back from San Antonio in exchange for...
So dumb.
I know. In exchange for Zach LaVine. So, gentlemen, we've touched on how good these players were. It's time to answer the question, did we win?
I'll say... You know what? I'm going to say this is probably one of the most even trades I've ever seen.
I respect that.
Because I think that the Kings got a great quality player. Like the Kings, they got a good quality player in Zach. I don't know how it's going to work because we already tried the whole Debo and Zach experiment, and we all know it didn't work. But at first I didn't like the return that we got. But now that we're how many games in since the trade?
We're about 14, 15 games in.
Yeah. So I'll say 5 games in, I was just like, oh no, this was a great move for us. Because Huerter, he was rusty at first, but I mean, now he's knocking down his shots. Zach Collins, I said it previously, to me, he's like a modern Taj Gibson. And then Tre Jones, I thought he was never going to see the court, but my God, like he's one of my favorite players when he's on the court. I'm just like, this guy, like we need to keep this guy on the team.
Same. Yep.
So yeah, I think it was a very fair trade. I would lean it more towards us winning than the Kings or anything like that. I think we narrowly won that trade.
So before I cut it over to Scott, before I cut it over to the Scott, I'm going to ask you an even more controversial question. Ready? Okay. Is AK and Mark Eversley better at making trades than we think? We got Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso. Giddey is becoming quickly our best player. And we traded for 3 players who were mediocre, and now they're showing on our team they've emerged as, I don't want to say elite players, but better than mediocre players. And we got rid of a disgruntled Zach LaVine.
I'm going to say...
And hey, we got our own pick back. We got it back.
Yeah. So your question was, are we too harsh on AK and like Acme for their trades? Or...
Sure. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Like, are they better at making trades than we give them credit for?
No.
Okay.
No. Just because we can't just say like, oh, they're good at making trades when this is their first trade in what, like 3 years? No,
they traded for Alex Caruso and Josh Giddey last year.
Yeah, you know what I mean though. Like
before
every trade deadline, just sat on our hands. Yeah. And AK's been coming out saying like, well, we looked at the market and we like our squad and we're remaining competitive.
Let me play devil's advocate now. Hold on. See the horns? Playing devil's advocate. I love it. Let me play devil's advocate when I say, was it that there truly was no market, or that just the Bulls fan base as a whole was just so ready and desperate for a trade that we were just pissed off that it didn't trade anything for anybody?
Like
you know what I mean? Would you have rather made in the past as a whole, actually? Like, again, I am not a AK fan here. I don't want you to
I think it was a mix of both. I think that the Bulls fans were so fed up that the front office might have felt some pressure from like the fan base, but at the same time, like I know they don't really care about the fan base. All they really care about is that bottom dollar. I mean, it's Jerry. But on the same end, I do think that the market was probably drier than what we thought it was for Zach in the past. Yeah. Like we all thought that Zach was going to get traded to Detroit last season, and then he opted out for that foot injury. So yeah, I think he was going to be traded last season, but maybe he didn't want to go to Detroit because at that time they were the worst team in the NBA. I do think that the market was there, probably wasn't as full as we thought it was going to be, because us Bulls fans, we kind of get caught up and think that we also overvalue our players as well.
Gotcha. I like it. That's a very good breakdown of it. Scotty B, did we win the trade first off? And piggybacked off that, are Acme better at making trades than we give them credit for? I'm not going to say, are they better GMs? Are they better at making moves than we give them credit for?
To answer your first question, 100% yes, because how the Kings have performed since they've gotten Zach LaVine. The Kings were in 10th place. They were 2 games or 3 games out of 7th place. Mm-hmm. They are currently the 9 seed because Dallas fell off the face of the earth, and they are 5 games back from 7th place.
Okay.
So they have not gotten any better. If anything, I would say they've gotten worse.
I mean, they also traded Fox.
Yeah, but why make the trade if you're going to trade Fox?
True.
Like,
true.
What they did made no sense. But also, I know Sabonis got hurt. So if you're just looking at this season, the Bulls 100% won this trade because all the young players on the Bulls are getting better.
Yeah.
Everybody all the guys that we've picked up are looking great. Not to say Zach LaVine has had a great time. He's doing really well on the Kings, but the team is not good. Like, they have not gained any ground. If anything, they've lost ground since this trade. So if you look at that through that lens, we 100% won. Even though the Bulls haven't gotten any better, but we've also gained ground.
Yep.
Right.
I like what you
also,
I see you.
Good luck losing ground in the East. It's like there's 5 teams that are trying to lose.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
It's like I don't think it's possible for us not to make the play in. Like, it's literally not possible.
We're locked in to play in.
So
good job, Jerry.
So through that lens, 100% yes, we won the trade. Our pick back, I understand what they're saying, but we were never gonna lose that pick this year. I guarantee it.
Really?
We 100% lose that pick.
We had a 96% chance to keep it.
Okay, next year. We lose the pick next year then.
See, that's hard to gauge.
You're I understand what you're saying, Scott, but at the same time,
every year you lose a protection. We're either losing it this year, next year, or the year after. So we're always going to be like, oh, we don't have this pick. Oh, we don't have this pick.
Yeah.
So might as well just get it back now and just stop worrying about it. So yes, we were going to get the pick, but eventually we would have lost a first round pick, and then we would have been pissed because it would have been like there would have been a really good play. There would have been a really good draft or something. But who knows?
So what are we sitting at? 11th right now in the projected drafts? 11th?
I think 11th.
10th or 11th?
Yeah.
11th. So basically, as we sit right now, we would have gotten our pick back.
Yes, this year. Next year we would have lost it.
Correct.
Because I want to say it would. I want to say it goes down to like top 6 next year, and then after that, it's completely unprotected.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we would have lost it at some point.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And I don't want the Spurs to get another superstar. We don't need it. They're going to.
I'm calling it now, dude.
They're going to get
Durant. They're going to get Durant. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it now. Kevin Durant is going to San Antonio. Next year.
You can't have that long of a team. It should be illegal.
Just a team of 7 foot. I could just see it now. The San Antonio 7-footers. The 7-foot Spurs. You can see it now.
But your other question about AK making trades.
Yeah. Are they better than we give them credit for?
No. I really think part of the trade was salary dumping.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Kevin Huerter being added on there was definitely a salary dump.
Okay.
Tre Jones, I think, was a good pickup. I think that was some decent scouting. And I think Zach Collins was a salary dump.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the trade for AK for Acme, us winning that trade was more, I feel like it's more luck than anything.
Yeah. Okay. I respect that. I can respect that. Yeah. That's a respectable.
I will say I trust them trading more than I trust them drafting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
I like that. That's a good explanation. I like that. Good point. Yeah, because draft wise, I mean, they did get.
So I take that back. I take that back. We shouldn't have traded for our pick.
I'm telling you. See, I'm telling you. I think I think they actually made themselves worse by doing that. Now, as far as San Antonio Spurs, look at where they're sitting. Yeah, granted, it's a fluke. Victor Wembanyama went down, so they're not having the success they could have had. Isn't Fox injured as well?
Maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a fluke.
I think he's out for the year.
In the short run, did we win this trade? 100% yes. In the long run, will we win this trade? I don't think so, because this is going to tie into my next series of questions. I don't even see 2 of these 3 players being on the team next year. The sad reality is that, as much as me personally, at the trade deadline when we got them, I was ready to get rid of them all. I'm like, I hope that we acquired these guys in the hopes of rebounding and sending them to another team as part of a secondary trade. Now I'm sitting here saying, man, I want to keep them all. Kevin Huerter, I hated Kevin Huerter when he came here. Guy couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Now that man is money with this shot. Zach Collins, I thought that was just a player, like you said, a salary dump, a throw-in player. Now the man's showing some hard hustle and muscle and could emerge as your potential starting center, providing that there's a very dry center market and providing we don't get a draft pick that's a center. He could be your starting center. Tre Jones was the guy I was most excited for, and that man is quickly showing you why he deserves to be on the Bulls. Man's just insane. Mm-hmm. Tremendous passer, a tremendous basketball IQ. That layup is money. That stroke from outside is just clean. There's not enough good things I could say about Tre Jones. The unfortunate thing, and I'm going to ask you guys this after I finish, and that is these three players may not all be on the team. We may keep one by next year. So did we win this year? Absolutely. We were like 12th or 13th, or I forgot where we were before the trade deadline. But now we've moved up a few spots. Yes, providing some teams got significantly worse in the process, but us as a team have been playing more cohesively, and it seems like we have more chemistry as a team. And like we mentioned earlier in the show, we have players that found their groove despite injury. Ayodo Sunmu, injury. Vooch, injury. Patrick Williams, whatever, injury. Lonzo, injury. We still find a way to play even the good teams down to the wire and lose by, like we said, 10 points or less. It's something we weren't doing earlier in the year.
Yep.
I have not seen, with the exception of the Phoenix game, I have not seen a game where we come out flat-footed in the first quarter, accumulate a 20-point deficit, and then have to battle back. We did that yesterday against the Phoenix Suns. But remember, that used to be a gamely thing for us. We don't do that anymore.
That was our game plan.
Yeah.
Sal, before you go on, Kevin Huerter and Zach Collins are on the books next year. Tre Jones is a restricted free agent. Or unrestricted free agent. So we have one more year of Kevin Huerter and Zach Collins.
Yeah.
Sure. That's providing that we don't get rid of them in any further trades. You know what I mean? Because again, this was just a let's see what you guys got year. Expiring contracts, they're like gold in the NBA. There's gold in them, their contracts. So especially low, I mean, what is Huerter makes 17? I think Tre makes less? I think Kevin Huerter is the most expensive out of those three.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anyway.
Yeah, Kevin Huerter and Zach Collins make 18.
Yeah. Okay.
Each
so
or each?
They both make 18. Patrick Williams also makes 18, so maybe we can just
get rid of Pat.
Do the Wizards give us, I don't know.
I'll take Chris Middleton.
There's no incentive.
Pat.
We get like a washing machine like they did in semi-pro.
Yeah.
The problem is there's no incentive for trading for Pat. You'd have to lose your pick. Now, if you're willing to part with like, hey, we'll give you a 2029 unprotected pick and Patrick Williams for whatever, Chris Middleton, sure. But the problem is Patrick Williams has now become a caliber of player. He sucks so bad that there's not really a good return on him, so we're stuck with him. And we kind of stabbed ourselves in the foot last year by re-signing him. I get it. It was one of those you have to re-sign him or you lose him thing, but did you really have to re-sign him?
Yeah, I'd rather lose him. I'd rather
you
just
could have
lose
just cut
him.
your losses. Think of how much more money we would have had. So,
going back to last year, we were all saying we had to re-sign him. So don't forget we are also on that boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this thing, ultimately, yes, we said that we were supposed to re-sign him, but truly, I would have rather given that money to someone else.
The one good thing is with the salary cap raising, he's only worth like 10% of our salary cap next year. So it's not like he's killing our books.
Yeah, but see, the problem is the Bulls, I don't want to make light of this term, but the Bulls like to live paycheck to paycheck in the form of salary cap goes up, perfect. We're going to overpay this player to be here. Salary cap goes up, we're going to overpay this player to be there. So yeah, his contract looks like peanuts, but accordingly, we've also given another more terribler. Is that a word? Terribler?
It is now.
Worse. Yeah, whatever.
Terribler.
We have a more terribler contract to another player. So it's a vicious cycle. I think that's like, I could have that tattooed on me. I've said that countless times, vicious cycle. But anyway, answer to my question that I was going to ask you guys.
Yeah.
Who do you see on the team going forward briefly? And who would you like to stay? If you could only pick one, who would you pick?
Out of the three?
Out of the three. So question would be, do you see them staying? And if not, who's the one player you would like to stay?
I would like,
because technically speaking, you would have traded Zach LaVine for this player if only one of them stays. Keep that in mind.
Compared to Zach, all these players are ass.
Exactly.
Zach Collins is my answer.
Yeah, Zach Collins.
So well with if we're re-signing Giddey, Zach Collins is the answer for me.
100% agree.
Okay.
Plus we need size. We need size. We lack size. Yeah, he works well with Giddey. I would keep him hands down. I do think that the Bulls will not like long-term keep, but like keep Collins and Huerter on the books next season. And I'm hoping that they play well all next season and, show like big free agents, like look at what we're doing. Like Bulls have something that you can play with. If we just add you to the team, maybe we can contend.
I like it.
And that's what I'm hoping for.
They would need to show a little bit more than Kevin Huerter and
I know.
Lonzo Ball.
Well, I mean, with the heart, hustle, and muscle,
we got Dalen Terry. We got Julian Phillips. Come on, KD. Why don't you want to come?
You want to play with Patrick Williams?
Yeah, very good answers. My answer is this: do I see all three staying? No. Do I see two staying? Maybe. Realistically, I see one player staying, and of the three, I'm not saying anyone in particular, but just as a whole, I see one player staying past their allotted contract. Player who I want to see, and this was foreshadowing from the beginning of this show, Tre Jones, man. What is the one thing we said that the Bulls have had problem with since the Derrick Rose era? Point guard. This guy, albeit would be a backup, and he'd have to accept his role as a backup point guard.
He would be a backup of a backup.
You're re-signing Giddey. You have Ball.
You have Kobe. You have Ball. You have
but is Ball going to be on the team if Ball gets moved?
Well, you still have Io and you still have Kobe.
See, Io.
Those two are. I would say those two are shooting guards.
Io, I wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. I think Io is not a point guard. I'd say he's a 2-3. He's a swing man.
Yeah.
So Giddey, if he gets hurt, you still need a backup point guard because you're not going to have Javon Carter. You're not going to have, who's our backup point guard
right now?
Yeah,
Lonzo.
Okay, again, if we move Lonzo, who's our backup point guard?
Io.
No one.
I don't know.
Tre Jones.
Yeah.
If
right now
Vooch
it's Io.
Yeah.
Officially, it's Io.
Officially, sure.
Yeah.
But accordingly, I think that Zach Collins is great. I love Zach Collins. I'm a big Zach Collins fan. But in my opinion, and I could be wrong, it's probably going to be easier to find a big man, a center, than to get a backup point guard. And nowadays in the NBA, you need a player with a high basketball IQ. You need a guy who could distribute the ball, and you need a player that just makes smart I know that was the same as the first one, but just makes smart basketball plays. Tre Jones checks all these boxes, and he's still relatively young. So I think that for me, again, Zach Collins, I would love to have him long term as well, just because how well he's played in lieu of Vooch's burnout, we'll call it. But for me, I would love to see Tre Jones on this team long term because at this point of the season, him and Giddey are really the only players that get me excited to watch these games. Him, Giddey, and Kobe, but that's about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my answer, Tre Jones. So
Tre Jones.
Who?
Tre Jones.
Tre Jones. Who?
Tre
Right,
Jones.
we're not doing that.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for Stacey King when Tre Jones hits the three to go uno dos Tre. But it's Io dos Tres. But anyway. So that's the answer. We hope you answered your question. If you have a different opinion than we do as to who won the Zach LaVine trade, please, I do encourage you to drop your answers in the comment section down below or reach out to us on our DMs. Let us know who you thought won the trade and reasons why. We love learning different sides of the ball, different values to the coin, whatever.
Remember to like the video.
Yeah, and
press
remember to like the
up.
video. There you go. But gentlemen, something tragic happened to the Chicago Bulls organization physically, and emotionally to us fans. And that is while making a stop in Chicago, rock band super band legend legendary band
or legendary. They're neither.
Legendary band Disturbed.
Yeah, but metal
may
band
or
Disturbed.
may not have. Okay. May or may not have directly been linked to inadvertently damaging the coveted Chicago Bulls championship banners. Of course, the organization did take them down for repair. They're not being brought back up to they're not being brought back up for the remainder of the season. If any of you guys were wondering, the Blackhawks banners and the division championship banners, those are fine. It's just the champions. The most important banners were the ones that got damaged. So, did you guys happen to see that? And Dan, why do you hate Disturbed?
Because they're bad.
All right, come on. You like more Disturbed songs than you think.
Because they're not a good band.
You like them better than Five Finger Death Punch.
No, I hate them equally.
I see. I kind of like Disturbed. I did. Scott, I know you can't name any of the songs, but you had to have liked Disturbed.
They're fine. They're 95 Lil Rock bullshit music.
Yeah, they're boomer dad's music, you know?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. We're boomers.
We're not.
And
boomers.
I am a dad.
I am 100% not a boomer.
You are older than me.
They're
I'm
like
a millennial.
shitty garage rock.
That's what the boomers were, right?
No,
or am I wrong?
Boomers.
What era is the boomer?
Boomers are 2 generations above us. Our parents are boomers.
Okay, baby boomers. Okay.
It's a shitty Gen X band.
Okay,
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Come on, man. Liberate.
Do you know what also is a terrible band? And it pisses. I'm going on a rant right now because it came on my Spotify. Fuck Dave Matthews Band. Okay,
Fuck
I'm going to
Dave
say it right
Matthews
now.
Band. Fuck that.
Okay.
The only cool thing Dave Matthews Band has ever done was what? Toss their poop into the Chicago River.
On the
that's
on
hilarious.
The
No, they're on their tour.
Yeah,
they're on the boat. Oh yeah.
It was
onto a boat.
I forgot to land on a boat. Fucking legendary for that shit. Everything else, I could care less. I don't give a fuck.
It's just not our style. Again, if you do like Dave Matthews Band,
you like Dave
we
Matthews
respect
Band,
your opinion. We respect your
you.
opinion.
If you want to abuse
listen
your
to a better band like OAR.
Garbage,
OAR.
REM.
What's that?
Speedway. Oh my god, no, that's
OAR.
REM is a different band. You're thinking of REO Speedwagon.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
So many bands got.
OAR's got some good songs though.
So going off on a tangent, we wish a speedy recovery to the coveted Bulls championships banners.
Yeah,
we always said that the 6 championships were something that they could never take away from us. As they came pretty close to taking them away from us there. So
they're liberated now.
Jeez, I'll tell you what, man. They do that again, they're going to be faced with 10,000 fists. I'll be saying that.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, you're probably wondering. We need to do that. We always used to, for the people at home, us 3, we always used to speak in Linkin Park. We always used to finish sentences with Linkin Park titles. We need to start doing that with Disturbed songs.
No,
or not.
I'm good.
No,
I'm good. Yeah, no, we're good. Anyway, you guys are probably all wondering. Yeah, it's late news. Why are we mentioning the banners? Because, gentlemen, it is the 50th episode, which means we're going to have a very good Mount Hornsmore this week because it's everyone's favorite game, or my favorite game at least, whatever, doesn't matter. So this week's Mount Hornsmore correlates with the Bulls championship banners. Not so much, it's kind of a stretch, but it does correlate in the form of all the Bulls championships came in the 90s, right?
Right.
So I want you, it's not top Robin Williams movies. We'll do that. Scott was texting me all week and he's like, I got my list ready. And I'm like, we're not doing it. It's not it. So if you want to see the Robin Williams Hornsmore, like this video and spam Robin Williams in the chat down below. I guarantee you won't, but just do it. Man deserves love anyway. Anyway,
I hope you do.
All this ties together with, I want to hear your Mount Hornsmore of top 5 90s songs of all time.
90s songs? Fuck.
Yeah, like 90s songs.
Yeah.
I don't know how that explained it any better. I just repeated it and shook my head.
It's very self-explanatory.
90s song.
It's very self-explanatory. Man, I'm not in. Man. Okay. This is hard.
How? There's really only it's easier than you think.
Well, no, but you guys know me and my thing with like music. I listen to too much.
I feel like it would be harder for Scott because he doesn't know the names of the songs, but
yeah, and I don't really like 90s music that much. Like it's good, but like I prefer the 80s.
We can do that next week if you'd like.
No, next week we're doing Robin Williams.
Okay. Providing the chat makes that happen.
Yeah, chat, make it happen. All right. So 90s songs. Hold on. Can I open Spotify? Can I open Spotify?
You can do whatever you'd like. Do you want me to go to Scott while you do that? Or
Yeah, go to Scott. Go to Scott.
All right. Scott, the Hornsmore fist is out. One of 10,000 fists. All right. Top 5. Whenever you're ready.
I only have 2 right now.
Oh, my goodness. I asked the wrong question.
Yeah, of course you asked the wrong question.
Okay.
Come back.
Dan's ready?
To me.
Okay. Find your other 3. We're going back to Dan. Fist is going the other way. Dan Gracie.
So Teenage Dirtbag.
Okay.
I'll do Basket Case by Green Day.
Okay.
Jumper by Third Eye Blind.
Oh yeah, great song.
I Wish by Skilo.
What song is
I
that?
wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
That's
was that
4?
3 or 4? 4. Yeah, you got one more.
Oh my god, I can keep going. And
I know you can.
Going now that I see the songs. Waterfalls by TLC.
Songs. Okay.
Poison by Belle DeVoe.
We just naming 90 songs.
Next episode by Dr. Dre and Snoop.
Yeah, those are 90 songs. What are your top songs?
Party Up in Here by DMX. It Was a Good Day by Sorry, I can keep going. Now that I see the songs.
I know you can, but 5 of them. 5. All right, you gave us your 5. Wonderful. Scott Berman, you had to know at least 5. He named 15 just now. The fist is in your court. Your top 5.
I have 4 right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna give you.
Yeah.
All right. The best 90s song of all time, Flagpole Sitta. I fucking love that song. It's so good.
Flagpole Sitta.
Never heard it.
Yeah, you have.
Okay. What's it?
All right.
Flagpole Sitta.
Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. I like that song.
Oh, yeah, solid.
Okay.
No Rain by Blind Melon.
Oh, yes.
Good one.
Rough Riders Anthem by DMX.
Yes, 100%.
All right.
That's all I
Last but not least.
What year did Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavor Water come out?
That was 2000s.
Was it 2000s?
No, it wasn't. I think that was like 99. If that's the case, Boiler.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Boiler. Boiler's a great song. Okay. All right. So 5. Yeah, man, my list is not going to look anything like your guys' list. Best 90s song of all time.
You want me to do the fist?
Yeah, fist.
Chocolate Starfish was 2000. Sorry, can't be used.
I'll fist you all day long.
Jeez.
You want me to do a double fist? Double fist and
Just one fist. Jeez. Oh wow. Okay.
family show.
It's a show for the whole family.
Not anymore. 50th. We're
Not
going
anymore.
crazy.
Anyway, number 1, best 90s song of all time, Chumbawamba, Tub Thumping.
Okay.
Okay.
Agree.
Number 2, Steal My Sunshine, LEN.
Steal my sunshine.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called, but it's Ace of Base, The Sign. I saw the sun.
Yeah. I think it's called The Sign.
Probably.
I think so.
I know I'm going to miss a lot of them, but I'm just speaking. How Bizarre.
How bizarre.
Great song.
That was a 90s song?
That was. Shoot, the last one. Scott, you can
Freak on a Leash. I got you.
No.
Yes.
Corn on the list. No.
Boom, check. No. You can fact check this, Scott, but my last number 5, I don't know if it was in the 90s or not. Eiffel 65, Blue.
It was the 90s. It came out when we were like in 3rd grade or 5th grade or some shit.
Yeah, I remember when I was in gym class, my gym teacher, we used to have to do the running where you run around the gym 15 times and that's a mile. She would always play Eiffel 65 as the song. That whole album is good. Europop is probably one of the best.
That
90s
whole
albums.
album is good. You're the only person to ever say that.
Dude,
the whole album is just a banger.
Europop is good. Dude, I'm telling you, Silicone World.
I don't know what
you don't know Silicone World? Oh, it's a great song.
I don't think so.
What's the other? There's a lot of good songs. I don't know the names of them all. But fun fact of the day, Eiffel 65 is actually Italian. They have an entire Italian album, and it's actually very good. See, Europeans, we like EDM. So
I know that.
EDM-y.
I know that.
And I think that's
I got my fifth song, by the way.
Oh, I thought it was Boiler.
No. Why don't you get a job by Offspring?
Which one was that?
Why don't you get a job? Silhouette.
I didn't listen to much Offspring.
Oh, Offspring! That Offspring album was great.
Yeah,
Dan, you didn't mention any Blink 182.
I know. I'm real upset with myself. I'm real upset with myself.
Blink more of a. That was more of like early 2000s, wasn't it?
They came in. They got popular in like 98, 99.
Yeah, but like Cheshire Cat, that was all.
Yeah.
See, granted, nobody knows
when it comes to like Blink albums. I guess like I'm not gonna say I'm a fucking poser or anything like that because I still listen to them. But out of all the Blink albums, I always skip like the first 2 or 3.
You skip Enema of the State.
Enema of the State.
I don't skip Enema of the State. I start when Travis.
90,
I start when
99
Travis,
officially.
I start when Travis joined the band.
Adam's song, great song.
Adam's song is one of the best songs ever made.
Mutt is a great song. Like, all right, the Enema of the State is my favorite Blink album.
Coming soon to a Hornsmore near you. Top 5 Blink 182 songs. Don't do it now.
Today, I was thinking about that.
Don't do it now.
That's going to be hard as shit.
Not really. No. We're not doing it now. It's just not. We're not doing.
I know we're not doing it right now. I have to like.
I know, but if we're like.
No, I have to sit and like look at all the songs, and then I have to listen to all the songs and be like, "Yep, nope, that's one of my favorites."
Well, you have 2 weeks to do it, so
thank God.
That was Mount Hornsmore, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a Mount Hornsmore that you'd like to see read on the air, leave us a comment in the comment section down below. Give us a DM, and if you want to play alone, drop your top 5 90 songs in the comment section down below. We'd love to hear your songs that you like, other than the ones that Dan and Scott listed, and myself for that matter. What other songs did you like from the 90s? Let us know if you grew up in the 90s or if you just like the 90s music. So, gentlemen, we have reached the tragic end of our 50th episode extravaganza. I think we put on a great show for our fans. I think this was a great episode. Laughs, emotions, no crying, but 90s music, which is always a benefit.
I'll cry it now if you want some tears.
Have you? No, it's all right.
It'll be fake.
Tears for Fears. Tears. Oh, I can't wait for the 80s Hornsmore. Yeah, I got to write all these down. Dan Gracie, before we cut out of here, what do you have for the Bulls fans and the Horniacs? Anything. Keep it.
So since we've been talking about music and everything, I have been totally obsessed with this band called Slamosa. They're from Norway. They're just killing it on every front. They just wrapped up a tour with Alkaline Trio. But like you said, Sal, this is our 50th episode. And I just want to thank you, Sal, for everything that you've done, putting in all the work for the show while me and Scott are busy doing our own stuff and everything. You're the MVP.
Oh, now I'm going to cry. We said no crying.
See?
We said no crying.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I love it.
That's all I got. Yeah, just remember to like and subscribe.
Love it. Love it. Scott Berman, what do you have? We've been through 50 episodes with old fans and new fans. What do you have for the Horniacs? What do you have? How about that? What do you just have?
What do I have?
Besides a fifth 90s song.
I'm just looking through 90s songs. Like, we didn't say any of the Beastie Boys. There's some great songs.
Yep.
We didn't even talk about Wu-Tang.
We didn't talk. Yeah.
I forgot about. I'm mad at myself for forgetting about Wu-Tang.
Yep.
For the kids, Dan.
I know. I literally told Gen Zer the other day. He didn't know who Wu-Tang was. I said, Wu-Tang's for the kids, man.
Change my say. No Diggity. It's a great song.
Oh, yeah.
Return of the Mac.
Return
of the Mac is also a great song. Yeah.
Return of the Mac. Great song.
The only thing I have, Ska's coming back. Who's excited?
Goldfinger, baby.
Just horns and just, it's going to be great.
Real Big Fish.
Superman.
Man, Real Big Fish is good.
Real Big
It
Less
is.
than Jake. So
Yeah. All right. Now I got nothing.
I'd like to, before we head out of here, we're 50 episodes deep, and I know I thank the fans every single episode, but kind of want to make it a habit to do that. But seriously, thank the fans, the Horniacs, everyone who gives us support, gave us the ability to spend 50 episodes with you guys talking sports. We love watching the numbers just grow. We love that you're consuming our content. It makes us feel great that we're putting out material that people want to hear. We look forward to growing bigger and bigger. We actually just eclipsed 1,500 subscribers. It's like every episode we get another 500 subscribers. It absolutely touches a soft spot. It's incredible. Thank you so much. And again, not even worried about the monetization part of it. We are looking more at the number of people we've impacted and who contributes to the success of the show. And thank you very much. I feel like obviously we couldn't do this without you guys. So thank you so much. As far as the only other thing I have, besides thanking the Bulls fans and the Horniacs, I'd like to thank, if they're listening, I'd like to thank the Chicago Bulls organization for finally picking me for a Bulls drop. I don't know if you guys have ever played for a Bulls drop. I do all the time, and I never win. Sometimes I actually almost gave up, but they sent me this. It is a plush basketball. It says I don't know what those coordinates are. I haven't thought to
look
yet,
those. It's probably leads you to like the UC or some shit.
Yeah, it's probably the United Center.
Yeah, it probably is, or it's just a picture of Jerry Reinsdorf flipping me off. It's Google Maps that. But anyway, thank you finally for picking me for a Bulls drop. Incredible. I've never won anything in my life except hopefully the hearts of the Horniacs. But anyway, like Dan said, be sure to like this, subscribe, comment on here, follow us on our socials, get involved in our daily shorts. Go ahead and check out Scott's NCAA breakdown. It was absolutely fantastic. Him and the guys did an absolutely stellar breakdown of the entire NCAA bracket. We look forward to doing more of those and hearing more about Scott's college expertise, because he does know a lot about college.
This guy knows sports.
Debatable.
As far as anything else is concerned, thank you for being a part of our life. We'll see you the next episode. And remember, thank you for a great 50 episodes. We look forward to 50 plus more. And remember, we encourage our Bulls fans and our Horniacs to see red and go Bulls. Good night, everybody.